how to make your own weighted manual rolling lawn core aerator. Lawn coring is performed to relieve soil compaction and allow water, oxygen, nutrients, and soil amendments to reach the roots. Typically, this is performed with a petrol-powered core aerator, which are fast and effective. However, these can be expensive to hire and transport, hard to use, and impossible to access some backyards. Petrol cores use between 4 and 7 rows of tines and weigh from 80 to 140 kilograms, or around 20 kilograms of weight per tine. Some home lawn enthusiasts usually step-on core aerators, but the good ones aren't cheap and the cheap ones aren't good. Even the good stepping cores are slow and can take hours even to do a small lawn. The Wallaroo is designed for an adjustable weight manual rolling lawn core aerator. Other rolling core aerators have a fixed weight, but the ideal weight can vary dramatically depending on the hardness of your soil, desired core depth, and the strength of the operator. In this demonstration, I'm only using a tiny weight of 7.5 kilograms and haven't watered prior, but for serious use, I would use around 17 kilograms. As with petrol machines, coring should be performed with the ground damp after rainfall or watering. The Wallaroo is designed to be made using only simple hand tools, a cordless drill, and minimal DIY experience. It uses commercially available tines which can be bought from many retailers and online, and are the same as those used on a number of the petrol models. Begin with the center discs. You could make your own by cutting a steel sheet into discs and drilling 26 holes as per the template, or you can purchase the precision laser cut Wallaroo discs and spray paint them to any color of your choice. For information about purchasing the discs, see the description. For the center disc and tine assembly, you start by loosely fitting it all by hand. The tine holes correspond to the outer ring of bolts. Then you tighten each nut. The tines can be sharpened or replaced if needed. With home use, it's unlikely you'll need to replace the tines though. Next, cut the M12 threaded rod to length. I use a 400mm length. A trick to cutting the threaded rod is to place a nut on either side of the cut, as it makes it easier to get the hacksaw cut started. Next, place the disc assembly with the center steel bushing over the threaded rod. The bushing allows the disc assembly to spin freely. Place a washer and then 2 nuts on each side. These can just be hand tight. Next, flatten the steel tube ends for the handle. I'm using 1 meter lengths of 19mm steel tube and a bench vise. You can also flatten these just with a hammer. Or you can make a jig from metal and clamp together using bolts. There are YouTube videos on other methods of flattening pipe. I drill a small pilot hole followed by a 12mm step drill bit to fit the handlebar over the center rod. I'm using some cutting fluid, which isn't essential. Small tip, use a magnet wrapped in a small plastic bag to clean up metal filings. Next, install the handles on the threaded rod followed by the M12 flange nuts and fasten tightly. Measure out your length of 1-inch pipe for the weight holders. For me, those were around 145mm. I'm using a tube cutter, which is an inexpensive tool that makes cutting pipe quick and easy. If you don't want to buy one of these, you can just use the hacksaw. Then you fit the weight holders over the threaded rod. It should fit snugly over the flange nut, followed by the 25mm conical washer and other standard nut to hold it in place. Next, I cut a 400mm length of the 19mm pipe. This is for the upper part of the handle. I'm attaching these using some pipe clamps or T-connectors. If you have the skills and equipment, you could weld the handle. There's many other ways you can make a handle, including with a bent pipe or even a timber handle, and if you're interested, I could make a video on that. The final step is installing the hand grips with some soapy water to help them slide on. Now our Wallaroo is finished, so we need to do the kick test. I sprayed some WD-40 on the bushing to help it spin smoothly. There's a small amount of tolerance in the center hole between the bushing, so it may wobble slightly, which is fine and doesn't affect use. If you like this video, give me a like, and if you have any questions, leave a comment. My next video will be a controlled test of the Wallaroo with various weights up to 30 kilograms, so if you want to see that, click subscribe.